2007. A Norwegian government research vessel maps the seafloor off Svalbard in the Arctic Circle. Routine survey. Standard equipment. The kind of expedition that generates data nobody outside the scientific community ever reads. What they find is not routine. Beneath the permafrost on the ocean floor are thousands of methane seeps, points where methane gas is bubbling directly from the seafloor into the water above. The scale is not what the models predicted. Not even close. The lead researcher, Jürgen Meinert, publishes the findings. They generate brief discussion in academic circles. Then the discussion stops. The methane kept bubbling. Methane is 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide over a 20-year period. The Arctic permafrost contains an estimated 1.5 trillion tons of frozen organic matter. As temperatures rise, it thaws. As it thaws, it releases methane. As methane releases, temperatures rise further. A self-reinforcing cycle that, once triggered, requires no further human input to keep accelerating. The models had assumed this would begin gradually over centuries. Here's what they weren't telling you. In 2010, a team led by Natalia Shakova at the University of Alaska published findings from a decade of Arctic surveys across 2 million square kilometers of Siberian continental shelf. Methane concentrations were 8 times higher than expected. In some locations, 100 times higher. Plumes rising from the seafloor up to 1 kilometer in diameter. Published in Science, one of the most prestigious journals in the world, concluding that release of even a fraction of the stored methane could trigger abrupt climate change. Abrupt. That word is in the published paper. In 2011, Shakova presented at the American Geophysical Union. She told assembled scientists a 50 gigaton methane release was possible at any time. The entire atmosphere currently contains 5 gigatons of methane. The government response was to include Arctic methane in long-term projections running to 2100, for a process she described as possible at any time. In 2023, a study in Nature Review's Earth and Environment confirmed Arctic methane release was accelerating beyond every model projection. The feedback loop is not a future risk. The measurements show it is already running. The 2010 paper is in Science. The 2023 confirmation is in Nature. The methane is in the atmosphere, and the models that told you there was time were wrong before they were published.